Earlier this evening, we see Trevor Ward making his way into the arena. He will be taking on Arian Zekti in our co-main event of the evening. Trevor Ward looking to get back in the win column here at Shamrock FC. But first, we have Justin Grant taking on Lee Burns.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's bring out our next bout of the evening, Justin Grant.
Making his way to the cage tonight, it is Justin Grant. He comes to us by way of Hybrid MMA in Springfield, Missouri. He came into the world of mixed martial arts just by some buddies who showed him what it was about. He said, I've got to do this, and I am going to take it to where I can. He told me that he said, you know what, if I'm going to be a pro or I'm going to fight, I want to be a pro because I want to get paid for it. I think that was a great one. He told me tonight, I'm going to use his speed, and I'm going to beat him to the punch. He said, I didn't see anything in Lee Burns' game that I cannot take and counter.
You know, and that's Justin Grant, you know, trying to show his experience, you know, thinks he can kind of pick apart Lee Burns. You know, one problem with watching film on guys is it's never full speed as it is in real life. You know, it can be an adjustment you have to deal with.
Let's bring out his opponent tonight, Lee Burns.
Making his way to the cage tonight, it is Bellator veteran Lee Burns. Lee looks to get back on the win column after an absolute war at Bellator Dynamite. Look for Lee this time to be patient and land the big shots. He comes to us by way of Finney's MMA and our tail of the tape, Justin Grant, 31 years old, 6'3", 233 pounds out of Springfield, Missouri. Lee Burns, 32, 6'4", 253 pounds out of St. Louis, Missouri. Now, I will tell you, this was the best looking Lee Burns that I had seen in a long time at weigh-ins yesterday.
Yeah, you know, Lee Burns has been lighter every fight he's had with Shamrock FC. That tells me he's getting his fitness on par, getting in shape, getting lean and mean, as they say.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight, fighting out of the blue corner this evening, he stands 6 feet 3 inches tall. He weighs in at 233.9 pounds. Fighting out of Springfield, Illinois, Justin Grant. His opponent, fighting from across the cage out of the red corner this evening. He stands 6 feet 4 inches tall. He weighs in at 253.5 pounds. Fighting out of St. Louis, Missouri, Lee Burns.
Referee Mark Wassam has the call for this contest. This will be 3 5-minute rounds in the Shamrock FC heavyweight division. Here we go, quick touch of the gloves. Justin Grant told me he didn't see anything and he wants to get off the action first. Burns is stalking him down, though.
Justin Grant's chin is very high, which is very dangerous against Lee Burns. Both fighters kick at the same time. Burns falls down, ends up in the guard.
Justin Grant needs to capitalize on this position.
Burns is going to have to open up that guard if he wants to get up.
He's pushing to try to get away. Grant doing a good job here trying to keep him on the cage.
Burns needs to lift Grant up. Lift the arms up. Lift the arms up. Nice elbows from Burns. He needs to get under the, lift Grant up. Nice crisp punches out of Lee Burns. Nice and crisp punches.
Big shot there coming from Lee Burns. Burns going to the body. Grant looks for another takedown. Burns spins right out of it. Burns now looking to put some pressure in there.
Yeah, Burns is going to want to posture up and land some strikes. From this position, it's kind of a stall position for both fighters. He needs to create space with his forearm and shoot nice short elbows. The guard is open. Burns should step over and pass.
Justin Grant trying to control here to take as minimal damage as possible. Burns has a wide open guard here, could pass right through.
Yeah, again, Justin Grant's guard is wide open. All Burns needs to do is step over in the half guard.
Burns making his way there to half guard.
Very nice. Now in half guard, he can just throw big elbows.
Burns trying to put some pressure here, trying to keep it.
Yeah, put some pressure on. He might be resting a little bit here.
Stepping over there into side control.
You know, Burns was kind of choking him with his shoulder.
So
using strength
Burns
to
actually
choke.
worked like a Von Flu choke there at that point in time, putting the tip of his shoulder into the neck there of Justin Grant, finishing with a Von Flu. Again, as we see it there, looks like I said, the Von Flu choke there coming from Lee Burns.
Yeah, good job by Lee Burns. You know, I thought he was going to step over in the mountain, posture up. I didn't know he'd been working on his submission game.
Very, very nice. Something new out of the camp of Lee Burns. Great fight. Let's send it up to the cage to Stephen Bear to give us our results.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout has ended. 2 minutes and 37 seconds of round number 1 from a arm triangle hold. Your winner out of the red corner, Lee Burns.